Angelo Christian. Thank you so much for watching the show, the channel with Angelo Christian Financial. We do Angelo Christian Live every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. So I'm really glad that everybody's, let me just kind of fix the camera here a little bit so we can kind of tune in. Really appreciate all you guys watching the show and the channel with Angelo Christian. Where America goes for funding, guys, for the last 20 years. So really glad that everyone tuned in tonight to watch us and watch the show, watch the channel. We work really, really hard to educate people, to empower them, to teach them about finance, teach them about loans. And we also give away free prizes. And so got a lot of great stuff to talk about in the market. You know, interest rates have come down this year and they're starting to look really low. So now looks like a great time to be a buyer in the market with how low home prices have gone. Some of the things that we've seen recently is you saw that hey Willis, good evening. Hey buddy, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for watching the show and the channel. Appreciate you guys. The foreclosure moratorium, which is interesting, is going to be ending. It actually ended at the end of July. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see how this plays out with everything, because I don't know what all these millions of people are going to do with their homes that maybe they could get foreclosed on. So there could be a lot of people that get foreclosed. There could be a lot of opportunities too. So it's all depending on how. Hey Queen Bee, good evening. Hope you're doing good. So thank you for watching the show and the channel. I really appreciate you guys for checking us out. That means a lot to us. You guys are why we're here. We're here to help and serve you guys to do good, and that's one of the things that we believe in. One of the core things about our company is that if we do good by you and we'll help bless the world and we'll help other people, that we'll get those blessings back as well. So anyway, remember, this is an open forum. You can ask me any questions that you want. So we are a direct nationwide lender. You can call or text our office at the 832-431-6331. You can also click on the link down below to get signed up to get pre-approved. We have all different types of programs that we specialize in: FHA, VA, USDA, conventional. We do jumbo loans, hard money loans, non-QM loans, no-doc loans, all different types of financing. So we're really, work really hard to be able to help you guys to be able to get the best attractive financing that's out there in the market. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. And some of the things that I want to talk about tonight, I did a podcast, a few different podcasts that I talked about. Was the difference between Credit Karma and My FICO. That's a big podcast I'd like you guys to watch, talking about the difference between Credit Karma and My FICO when you're getting a home loan, what credit score you actually need to track. That's a huge video. I highly encourage you guys to watch that. I also did we started to do the TV giveaways again. So we're starting to do that once a month. We're going out to one of our lucky winners here in Texas. Unfortunately, it's just in Texas only. I know a lot of you people have been asking me about offering that on a nationwide level. Right now, we're just doing that. And hey, Kevin, good evening. Thank you so much for watching the show and the channel. Really appreciate you guys checking us out. So right now, we're just doing that in Texas for the giveaway. But we're going to start coming to people's houses, giving away brand new big screen TVs. So Angela, you have a better job with a better salary. This should be a problem having started a new job recently. It depends. If you have a job, that's a good question. So your question is, you just started a job, and how is that going to affect you with getting approved for a home loan? This is the thing that if you're on an hourly job and you're working full time, your lender should be able to give you credit for that full-time employment. Your salary, then you should be able to get immediate credit for that income. They shouldn't average out the income over a 2-year history. They should be able to give you immediate credit for that income. Okay, so if you're getting a $50,000 a year salary, for example, that's what you should get credit for to buy your house. They shouldn't say, well, last year you were unemployed, or last year, you were self-employed, or last year you worked at this place. They should take all the income and divide that, whatever you're making today, to give you credit for whatever that income is right now to qualify you for the loan. And that's what your lender should do, okay? So at least that's how we do it here at our company. So if you're making 70,000, you should be able to buy a home, up to 400,000, maybe 400,000 price range for a home, and you should be able to qualify for that. Okay, so you shouldn't have a problem. Now we're going to need a copy of obviously your offer letter, a copy of your pay stub when you start working, and you should be fine. Obviously I got to look at your whole file, and reach out to us so we can take a look. We got to go through your file, then I can advise you further on where you're at. But yeah, I mean, you should be fine. Again, we got to take a look at everything, and you're a first-time buyer, so that's really good too. There's a lot of opportunities with first-time buyer programs, so that's really good. So now that's a great question. If you guys have any other questions, always ask me. Like Andy did. That's a great question he asked. You guys have questions, hit me there. We can answer those questions for you. Well, okay, you don't have a down payment. There's other solutions. There's other things you could do. You could do maybe, first off, FHA and conventional. You don't need 20% down. You just have to have 3.5% down, and you can get a gift for that down payment. You can go to your county, your local county, to try to get down payment assistance. Maybe they have down payment assistance money at your county. If you have that, we could possibly accept that down payment assistance money. Okay. So the other thing that you can do is that you can get a gift from family. You can sell things. If you have assets, you can sell assets. So there's a lot of things that you can do. You can do USDA 0 down. And if you want to do a USDA loan, you can do USDA. So you have a lot of options that you can do. The thing what I think is important is that you try to be solution oriented, try to come up with ideas to solve the problem. How do we fix it? How do we solve it? You said that you don't have the money. Well, can you get a gift for the money? Can you go to your county for the money? Do whatever you have to do to figure it out, because there's going to be problems. They're here for the rest of our life. They're not going away. We're going to have a ton of problems for the rest of our life, and you're going to have to figure out how to overcome those problems, because they're not going away, or you're not going to get what you want in life. And then you're going to give up and say, well, it's not meant to be, and it's not true. Because I do believe if it's meant to be, it's up to me. So always remember, that's a good quote that I've always loved. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. If you want to make something happen, you have to push, you have to make it happen. And that's an important thing in life, because a lot of times, the cards are going to be stacked against you, and you're going to have to fight, to get what you want. At least that's what has been my experience in my lifetime. Maybe not be for everybody, but that's what it's been for mine. So anyway, what else do we got going on? Who else has questions or anything that they want to talk about? Any other comments, questions, anything that they want to discuss? We have an open forum here. I think everyone can hear me and see me okay. I wish I could find you earlier. I was a program. Oh, the 15K. Yeah, there was a while ago, a few years back before the market got super hot, where you could get, closing costs and down payment assistance and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff has kind of gone away because of how hot the market is. People are having to pay closing costs. They're having to put money down, because of how hot the market is. Sellers aren't really paying closing costs before, like in 2015, 16, 17. You could get closing cost assistance. You could get down payment assistance. It was more prevalent. Today, that's not so much the case because of how hot the market is. Sellers are not really, trying to pay people's closing costs, because why would they if they have 20 offers on a home? If you're the seller, you have 20 people making an offer on your property, are you going to take someone that needs closing cost assistance? I don't think so, right? So it's just kind of how the dynamics work, and with loans and requirements and stuff like that. So anyway, it's a great question. It's just, unfortunately, probably not a realistic situation. So the other thing that I think that is important is what we're seeing right now in the economy is, interest rates have come down, home prices. May, June, July were super hot. It looks like August, September, October, they're kind of plateauing a little bit. And you might be able to get a better deal on a house if you're trying to buy this fall versus this summer. So if you're thinking about buying and all these foreclosures hit the market, now might be a very good time to think about buying a house because of, more inventory on the market, more sellers willing to negotiate, right? Fall, and then until I apply with you guys. Thank you. Good. I appreciate you watching the show on the channel, and reach out to us. We'd love to help you. I appreciate your support. That's why we're here. So, but yeah, if you wait for home prices to drop, and that happens this fall, you might be able to get closing cost assistance again, right? If now, let's say that in your market, your little market that you're in, that there's 50 homes for sale, but then after the housing market cools off a little bit and these foreclosures hit the market, now there's 150 homes. Well, now you have more options, there's more sellers, and so that's going to create more opportunity and more people to bring the price back down, right? It's like supply and demand. It's just, economics 101. So the key thing is, hey, Bobby, good evening. Oh, you're making a sandwich. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. So the key thing in this example is you might be better off waiting between August and October to purchase your home. Getting ready for the show. Cool, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for watching us and always tuning in. I really appreciate your support and all your time coming on the show. It means a lot to me. That's why we're here. That's why we do what we do, to hopefully educate you guys, empower you. We do try to do a very good job of making a difference. So anyway, oh, thank you. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me. Yeah, a lot of people, it's crazy, and a lot of people, they reach out to us that are in the industry, and they're like, look, I love your show, I love your channel, you've taught me so much, you've educated me, you've really, really helped me a lot. And that's really, really awesome, because without you, we wouldn't have learned all these things that we do. And we hear this from lenders, we hear it from realtors, investors, all different types of people. They reach out to us like, hey man, I love your stuff, I love your channel, you do a great job. And I'm like, thank you, man. We do it for you guys, to teach you guys about all the different loan programs that are out there. So, that's the cool thing about lending, and what we do. And I started this, 6 years ago, because I saw all the confusion in the industry. So, all the things that people have to deal with. And I said, look, I'm going to make something different. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to make a show to teach people about finance, to teach people about loans. What's my favorite sandwich? Ooh, probably, that's a good question, man. I haven't had a sandwich in a while. So I'd either say favorite sandwich. Let me just think about that for a second. I would say probably either a Reuben sandwich, or actually, I take that back, like a Philly cheese. Philly cheese is probably my favorite. If it's done right, Philly cheese. I don't even know if you can consider a Philly cheese a sandwich, but if you can, that is my favorite sandwich. Okay, Philly cheese done right, Reuben's second, Club third. So it depends on who's making it. So, my man, good choice. Yeah, Philly cheese. If it's done right, it could blow your mind, So I've actually been in Philadelphia, and and had some of the best Philly cheese. And over there, they use different types of ones. They use the ones with cheese whiz. They do some with sautéed onions and bell peppers and the provolone. I've seen all kinds of different type of Philly cheeses, man. So anyway, good question, man. So I mean, that's interesting that you asked me that. So, how bad is the late payment on the credit report? That's a good question. If you have recent late payments on your credit report, it's going to hurt your score. It's going to affect you on your approval. So let's say that you had a 700 credit score and you were recently late on a car payment or even a credit card. It'll probably drop your credit score 50 to 70 points. Right, it's a huge thing, especially if it's recent. The thing that the credit bureaus, and that's the one thing about FICO score 10, if it's going to hit people really hard in between the eyes, is it's even going to be more pronounced on a recent derogatory. The more recent that you're late, the harder it hits you for your credit. right? And I understand COVID. I was affected by COVID. We're all affected by COVID to some extent. And it's still here, and it seems like it's taken forever to go away. But the thing is that 26 points. But over time, as time passes, that will kind of heal. It's kind of like a broken leg, and then you put a cast on the leg. It takes 6 weeks or 8 weeks to fix. That's what credit's like. It takes time. Unfortunately, it doesn't take 6 to 8 weeks. It takes 6 to 8 months to kind of get better and mend itself, right? So yeah, if you're late on payments recently, it's going to hurt. And lenders don't like that stuff. My recommendation to you guys, and I don't know, everyone has a different opinion, do everything ACH automated. That's what I do personally. I can't deal with all the bill pay stuff. I personally cannot manage that. So I have everything a separate account, ACH everything. How bad is a view? For me personally, I don't look at it as a bad thing. But if you're late on a mortgage, that looks bad. If you're trying to get a home loan, but if you're late on a credit card or a car payment, it just depends on what the situation is. If it's medical related, COVID related, we get it, we understand. But I don't personally look at it as a big deal, but some people do. Some lenders do. Some lenders, they won't return your call, if you have late payments. It's just kind of how, the industry is, unfortunately. So that's a good question, right? So the other thing that I think that, obviously I think that main takeaway going into the fall, I think it's going to be a better time to be buying a house. You get a better price. You got great interest rates. I do not think this is going to last forever. I think that the end of the year is going to be prime for you guys that are looking to buy. And remember, we have all different types of specialty loans. If you're self-employed, we specialize in self-employed loans. We have jumbo loans, guys, for self-employed people up to $2.2 million with only 10% down. We're one of the only lenders in the country that can do a loan for self-employed people with no tax returns. You can buy your dream home with only 10% down, $2.2 million home. It's unbelievable. It's crazy, actually. So that's the power of the type of loans that we can do for people if you're self-employed. We talk to self-employed people every single day, and they get denied left and right from their lender because they don't want to deal with a self-employed borrower. We embrace self-employed. We love working with self-employed people. We know that people have income. You look at properties on Zillow in 2 hours, I was listening to Disappear. Yeah, I don't doubt that. The market's screaming hot. And when the market's screaming hot, you're going to, there's going to be multiple people buying a house, and that's going to keep bidding up the price of home. Yeah, and where are you buying, Angelo? What area are you purchasing in? What city and state? Are you in the East Coast, right? I think you're in the East Coast. Oh, Chicago. Yeah, Chicago, interesting has been, in my experience, Chicago, I love Chicago. I'm a big food guy. And you have some of the best restaurants in Chicago. But that market, or the real estate market, has been up and down. It hasn't been very consistent. A lot of people, sometimes they love Chicago, sometimes they hate Chicago. Some lenders don't like Chicago. I don't have a problem with Chicago. I think it's great. I think it's, great city. A lot of very great companies. The taxes are high in Chicago, yeah. So I think it's a great city. You have some of the best restaurants, some of the best businesses in Chicago. So I'm a big fan. I love it. You don't like the cold weather, because I'm from the South. I like the heat. I like to stay hot. I don't like the cold weather. I can't stand the cold weather. So that's the only thing that I'm not a big fan of. But anyway, so yeah, you guys, I appreciate everything that you guys always do, watching the show, watching the channel, giving us the support. It means a lot to us. On our channel, we've shot over 750 videos, okay? And we've been on the air for almost 6 years. We've been lending for almost 20 years. And we've come into contact with hundreds of thousands of people. We have 4 videos that we produce every single week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. It comes out in the morning. And then you can see us on Angelo Christian Mortgage on YouTube. You can check us out. Look at our reviews on Google. We have awesome reviews. Hey, Valerie. Good evening, hon. We have almost 338 reviews on Google. We have a 4.7 rating. I think that it should be higher. Some of those reviews are, you know, clients that don't even belong to us. They never, you know. Anyway, we have great reviews on Google. You can go check those out. And then we have our Instagram, official Angelo Christian, Facebook, Angelo Christian. So you can check us out. We got a ton of resources that educate you, empower you, teach you guys about finance. I'm trying to be the king of real estate. I'm trying to be the king of real estate. So I appreciate that. So it means a lot to me. So, so basically the other thing that I think that is important that we talk about is when you're getting ready to pre-qualify for a loan, some of the things that you need to be thinking about before you pre-qualify. So the first thing I think is very important that you check your credit. Check your credit. Do not use my FICO to check your credit. So, hey Chanel, good evening. I hope you're doing well. Do not use my FICO to check your credit. Use annual credit report or my FICO to check your credit. Try to get your credit score to at least 700 or higher before you apply for a loan. Now, if you can't get it to 700, it's gonna be too much work. That's okay. But try to get it to at least 700 or higher. Pay all your bills on time. Get your bank accounts looking fat, stacked with money, okay? If you have cash money, you have to deposit that cash money in your bank account. You got to make your bank account looking good. All right. So you don't want to have any overdrafts in your bank account. No NSFs. Hey Jorge, good evening. So loan limits on second. Good question, Jorge.